tempted as we may be to wax humorous about the automotive aberration that is the Kia K900, we're not going there. As an automaker, Kia may have been regarded as an easy joke at one time, but no one's laughing now. And you know what they say about making the same mistake twice. But the K900 isn't quite yet. It's merely an okay car playing in a field that's full of far better alternatives wearing more prestigious badges. Kia's entire US history is one of introducing not-quit-tier products at a bargain price, then incorporating the resulting feedback into improvements for each succeeding generation until, whoa, where did all those sales come from? For now, then, regard the K900 as Kia's first toe in more luxurious waters. Its primary purpose here is to occupy a space in the showroom, telling those shopping $18,000 Souls and $30,000 Optimas that, when they're ready for a leather-lined $60,000 luxury sedan, they can come back to Kia for that, too. And it's doing a great job of sitting in those showrooms. Automotive news data shows that in any given month, Lexus usually sells roughly 4.5 times as many of its LS sedans and Cadillac about 14 times as many of its XTS sedans as Kia peddles K900S. In 2015, Kia sold a grand total of 2,524 K900S in the United States. The only reason you don't read headlines about Kia failing to hit its K900 sales target is that the company wisely declined to share any such goals. Lowering the buy in the usual response to slow sales, a price cut, took place late last year, corresponding to the addition of the new entry-level K900 tested here that drops the base price below $50,000. That's for the base V6 premium model, which still includes navigation, leather, and a panoramic sunroof but offers a V6 in place of up-level model's 420 horsepower 5.0-litre V8, which has served in the K900 since early 2014. Our test example was the next step up, mid-level V6 luxury model with premium sound, Napa leather, and real wood trim carrying a base price of $55,850, to which the VIP package added another $5,000. The VIP bundle packs in a heap of technology, including a head-up display, automatic emergency braking, blind spot detection, lane departure warning, rear cross-traffic alert, and adaptive cruise control. The package also brings a powered lower cushion extender for the driver's seat, powered front headrests, powered lumbar supports for front and rear passengers, reclining and ventilated rear seats, an upgraded headliner, and soft closed doors. In usual Kia fashion, it's a lot of car for $60,850. Still, $60,000 is a long reach beyond the $45,000 sticker on a fully loaded Cadenza, the brand's next most expensive offering. For 2016, the two V8 trim levels were condensed into a single luxury model that starts at $62,850. At the same time, it's at least $16,000 less than a Lexus LS 460L. The V6 gets this extra 4,455 pound machine up to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds, only 0.7 longer than it took with the V8, being 209 pounds lighter no doubt helped. There's only 0.5 seconds and 3 miles per hour separating the two at the end of a quarter mile, and, more to the point, we never really felt that it was underpowered in normal driving. It is not appreciably slower than the heavier, more powerful AWD version of the Lexus LS 460F Sport we've also tested. All that said, we must have been tromping the gas pedal pretty hard, because we averaged only 18 miles per gallon in mixed city and highway driving. That's the same as we extracted from the V8 in the aforementioned short-term test, and 3 miles per gallon worse than we recorded for our long-term, 40,000 mile V8 test car, which did a lot more long-distance highway trips. In theory, the V6 should be less thirsty, earning EPA ratings of 17 miles per gallon city and 26 highway versus the V8's 1,523 scores. In reality, we ran the V6 harder during our use. Also, in theory, this gear's 0.84 grams skid pad rating and 166-foot stopping distance from 70 miles per hour suggest a car you could enjoy driving on an interesting country lane. Not so much, though. As with our long-termer, this test car lacked any sense for steady, straight-ahead travel, wanting constant small steering corrections even on flat, straight highways. That's not hard, just tiresome. There's lane departure warning, but that just tells you the car has gone astray again. It really wants slack keeping assist, with automatic steering correction. This car sells better in markets where the owners mostly ride in back and pay someone else to wrestle with their K900's laissez-faire directional stability. We came in from one drive through gusty crosswinds saying, it's the first car we ever wished would drive itself. And cornering? It feels as if a tiny exposure photograph at night would reveal the taillights tracing a contorted corkscrew shape through the air as the car wanders around in vain search of the driver's intended arc. We don't expect performance eco handling in a luxury sedan that prioritizes a soft, compliant ride. But it's also easy to see why Hyundai brought in consultants from Lotus to refine the suspension of the all-new 2015 Genesis. This platform, which was used by the previous generation Genesis, is ill-suited for driving outside of urban centers. The K900's combination of flaccid handling, floaty ride, and vague steering has often triggered comparisons to old-school Detroit sedans, mostly from reviewers who clearly have little experience with the real thing beyond reading the descriptions penned by grizzled veterans. The K900 is nothing like those cars except in the broadest terms of being heavy, extra-large, rear-drive, and only sometimes, now V8 powered. Its suspension's worst misbehaviors barely graze those that a body-on-frame, leaf-sprung, live-axle Detroit ox cart could exhibit back in the waning days of the previous century. The K900 also was built to a much higher quality standard on a sufficiently rigid and quiet structure. No rattles, no squeaks. It's a modern car from its tire tread to its rooftop shark fin, just one that could use more refinement. Which is to say certain granddads might be delighted, although if they're still driving rather than riding, we'd probably recommend looking into a Cadillac XTS. Otherwise, who buys these? Not very many people. Yet. After Kia replaces this model with one based on the most recent Genesis, though, well, please remember that we didn't laugh this time.